Metal Mondays on FlirtFM. Galway's only alternative. From 9 o'clock, the Cranium Titanium Show with Trevor McCormick. From 10 o'clock, Beating Eardrums with Anthony and Kevin. Metal Mondays on FlirtFM, Galway's only alternative.
Monday night, FlirtFM, 101.3, Galway's only alternative. Punk and rock, sorted. Right now, it's time for Cranium Titanium with Trevor McCormick. Text the show on 085 180 1013.
Okay, this is Trevor from the Cranium Titanium Metal Show here on FlirtFM 101.3, and I'm here with Chris and Christian from Xentrix.
Hi Trevor, how are you doing?
Good. It's great to see Xentrix back in action again. What led to the current reunion?
I think we just, realistically, the honest answer to that, we thought we were getting a bit old, and if we don't do it now, it'll be too late. So I thought it was time we did it all over again. On top of that, there's a lot of bands that we used to play with that are back together doing great European shows and stuff like that, festivals, and we thought, well, if they can do it, so can we, because we've always been great mates, so we thought, let's give it a go. And we're just astonished at the level of interest. It's been amazing.
I think there's a lot of differences now, really, with when we were doing it sort of late 80s, early 90s, there was no internet. You know, there was nothing to get your stuff out. It's a totally different ball game now. Cheap flights means you can travel, you know, you can go and do these European festivals a lot easier than you used to be able to in the old days.
Yeah. Because there was nothing like that. You know, jump on a plane and go off to Germany and just play. It wasn't like that in the old days. You'd do it on part of a tour or something. But this is great now. You know, we got some festivals booked in the future where we're just going to jump on a plane, disappear and go and play metal. It's going to be ace. Right. Very excited.
So you find a new age with social media and what have you is helpful?
Very much so. Yeah. Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, different age, different times.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I mean, and you've got to kind of embrace it, which we're desperately trying to, posting stuff on Twitter and Facebook. It's one of those things where you think, oh, should I post this? It doesn't seem all that relevant, but you've got to post everything these days, haven't you? People are interested in what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, they are. The kind of responses we've been getting to everything is brilliant as well. So, very happy.
So, you formed briefly in 2006 for a number of gigs with Onslaught and Evil, but later split up. Can I just ask, why was this?
It was a similar thing, really, where we thought it was time we did something, and there was an opportunity to play some dates with Testament, which we really wanted to do, because we just kind of faded away in the past, and we thought, let's get back together, let's do something great, and then we can call it quits after we'd done something good. And the Testament tour, it was only a small UK tour, but it would have been a great thing for us to go, this is us, we did something good, now let's knock it on the head, you know. But it just didn't work out. Testament changed the dates, we couldn't do the dates after they'd changed them, and it just kind of all fizzled out. So there was no real reason. It wasn't the right time. And again, that was only 6 years ago, but things have changed so much between then and now. You know, with Facebook and all the European festivals and all, and lots of, it's acceptable now that bands get back together and go and do tours and stuff. It wasn't really happening back then, like it is now. So, yeah, it's just very different then. Glad we did it, had a great time. I think that's probably encouraged us to do it again now, because we enjoyed that so much. Yeah. And there are bits of footage from that on YouTube, like for the Bradford gig, for example, where Evil were on that gig with us. And it was, watch that and think, oh, I really enjoyed that, you know, and that's kind of inspired us to do it again.
Very good.
Before we're all just a bit too old. I'm not going to mention age again, probably.
Here is another Cranium Titanium exclusive interview on FlirtFM 101.3.
FlirtFM Music.
So you're back together with the classic Xentrix lineup, and you're touring with Creator and Evil.
Yeah.
Are you planning on releasing any new material? Are you going to make a proper go of it this time? Is it just a reunion for the tour?
We're certainly doing more than just this tour. There's dates booked into the future, into next year. And as for writing new material, we're bouncing a few ideas about, but we've not got a record deal. We're not talking about writing an album, but we're being a band again, and as part of being a band, you write songs, and when you've written songs, you want to record them, and then you want to make them available to people. So at some point, we'll do something like that probably. But whether it'll be just recorded songs that we make available online, or whether we do an album and decide to get it distributed or released or whatever, not really sure. At the moment, we're just enjoying being a band again, and as part of that, we'll probably write some songs.
To be honest, one of the first things we want to do was actually play some gigs. So you're about to witness that tonight. You know, I mean, this is our first proper gig. The others we did some warm-ups last week and the week before that were pretty good. Yeah. You know, just to blow a few of the cobwebs away. But tonight is going to be our first gig, really. That's what we're considering it to be.
Absolutely, yeah. Very excited about it as well. Proper gig, back to Ireland again. We've had an amazing time over here in the past, a very long time ago, to come back and be playing.
Ireland loves you anyway.
Fantastic.
Really, yeah.
No, we love it. The chance to come back here as our first proper gig is just brilliant for us.
Great. And it's the first of 3 dates.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So we're playing here tonight, Manchester tomorrow, London on Sunday. And then we're playing in Switzerland next weekend.
Yeah.
Which should be good.
Great to hear it. The last album you recorded was as the classic Xentrix lineup. Was it Kin?
It was Kin, yes.
No, it'd just be interesting to see. Have you dabbled in any recording?
Right.
Just the new approaches to recording, Pro Tools and all that kind of stuff.
I think what you're asking is how different is it now to when it was. When we did Shattered Existence, you would not believe that studio. It was the crappiest studio in the world. We named it Life in Carpet Hell because it was crappy little studio in Birmingham. And we had John Coniberti who just he just was in the middle of doing Joe Satriani album, and he kind of walked into this little crappy studio, and we just spent 10 days. We did that album in 10 days, recorded it live and mixed it in 10 days. It's got a vibe about it, and I miss some of that. I think some of that's lost when you do stuff in Pro Tools and you sort of over analyze it and quantize it, and you can definitely get away from some of that feel, but that's just the way things are now. You've got to if we do something, that's how we'll have to do it, and we'll have to embrace that.
It's expected, isn't it? That you're going to have that quality, that sound, that clarity, and that comes with modern production.
Yeah, and the tightness and the things that are there, people wouldn't accept, I don't think anyway, that type of raw live. But I do miss that, and I do think that's why people still like that first album, because it's got it sounds like a real band.
It
you know what I mean?
the moment, didn't it? Which is what John was trying to achieve.
Yeah,
It's more of a live feel than a clinical feel, I suppose. Yes.
yeah, definitely. Because we did play it all live. And just came back and just overdubbed the solos and the vocals. That was it. Everything else we stood in the room and played all together. And to me, it sounds like it. And that's what maybe some of the later albums we didn't do. And I think some of those, even though they weren't done in Pro Tools, they were done on tape, they still missed a bit of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were still
we were trying to be a bit more clinical about it.
Yeah, we kind of missed the point.
It's all been a learning experience, I think, isn't it?
It's easy to look back now, though, isn't it? It's easy to look back and go, oh yeah, we should have done it that way. Yeah. But we didn't.
It was right. What we did was right at the time. Yeah. Quite excited about doing new stuff potentially, the new way.
What can fans expect of new material if you're gonna do it?
Really is too early to say. At the moment, we've been rehearsing since January. We knew we wanted to be back playing live again, so we've been working on a set, and that's literally all we've been doing. Between that, we've been rehearsing quite a lot, but between just playing songs, there's been a bit of, hey, what do you think of this, and this riff and that riff, and just bouncing a bit of stuff about. Far too early to say what a song is going to sound like.
I think if you were asking the question, which I think you're asking, is would it be old Xentrix or like a newer thing? I think it would be more leaning to old Xentrix. It would be more like Shattered Existence than Kin.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we don't want to reinvent ourselves and try and be something new. We are Xentrix. We accept people want to hear the old material and that kind of stuff. And what we don't want to do is come along and just be something completely different. So we don't want to write songs that don't sit with the old songs. It has to be recognisable as Xentrix.
And more importantly, that's what we want to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we have to do what we want to do at the end of the day. And I mean, I suppose you could argue that that's what happened with Kin. We wanted to do that record. Whether or not it ended up sounding great is debatable. But that we always do what we want to do.
We do. But
we're selfish like that.
Yes. But I don't think anything we do that's new, we're not going to be trying to be Lamb of God or anybody else. We're going to be trying to be Xentrix. Recognisably Xentrix.
That leads straight into my next question. Have your musical taste and influence changed much over the years? Are you still influenced by the same bands or more newer acts?
I still listen to a lot of metal, and I think a lot of people complain there's no good new stuff, but I still like lots of new stuff. I like quite a broad range of music, to be honest. I like both heavy and metal.
Yeah, both kinds of music.
Types of music. Broad scope of music.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I'm more than anything, we're heavy metal fans. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And we listen to a lot of different kinds of stuff, but we like our old metal, we like the new stuff. I'm really still loving a load of Lamb of God and Arch Enemy and all that kind of stuff, but I still listen to a lot of older stuff as well. But I do listen to metal pretty much all the time. Loving my metal more than I ever did.
Good stuff. And Xentrix are labelled as a thrash metal band. Does this actually sum up the band? Because
yes.
I know some bands
we'll
don't
say
like to be-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it does.
Yes,
That is exactly what we are.
probably in the past we would have been all like, oh no, we're more than that. We don't want to be just like piece of. But yeah.
We're a thrash metal
We're a
band.
thrash metal band. That's where we want to be. Hi, this is Stan from Xentrix. You're listening to the Cranium Titanium Show on Flirt FM. Play it loud.
The hunger for demo landed the band a recording contract with Roadrunner UK. It must have been amazing to capture the attention of such a major label.
Oh, yeah.
Although they weren't a major label then, you kind of forget when they were quite a small indie at the time. I mean, they were reasonably sized. They had some decent acts in Europe, but they had no UK. We were the first UK signing. I remember I had to look at the time. Who have they got?
The only big act they had was Sepultura, wasn't it?
They didn't have them then. They hadn't signed them
Oh,
then.
no, it was like King Diamond.
That was
and
after.
stuff.
King Diamond was the biggest act they got.
Annihilator, Alice in Hell, that was Roadrunner, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
89?
they hadn't got them either. We were before that. Or they hadn't put
Around
them
the
out.
same time,
Around the
wasn't
same
it?
time, but yeah.
So it was a big deal, though. I mean, we were just four goons from the north of England, and to have anybody even half interested was amazing.
And what ages were you around that time?
I think I was 19 then.
Yeah, I think I was 18.
You were 18.
Metal Force did a review of your demo.
Metal Forces magazine did a review, and yeah, it just all led from there. Mark Palmer came down, and he rang. I think he rang Dennison and said, "Why haven't you sent me one?"
Yeah.
Oh right.
So it was good, and we got him to come up to Leyland to watch us play, and we told him it was a gig, and it wasn't. We just set up in a room in a pub with one chair in the middle, and just played to him, and he had to sit there and watch us. And we made sure he missed his train back, so he stayed at our manager's house. So that's how we did it.
You done it right, yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, magical times.
The thrash scene was big in the UK as it was anywhere else in the heyday. What are your best and worst memories or thoughts on the UK scene?
See, I have a very selfish view of this. I was only bothered about my band. I didn't care about the scene. I didn't care about who else was doing what. And I saw us as part of the global thrash scene. I thought thrash was the biggest thing, was going to be massive, and I wanted to be part of it. And I wanted to be part of the whole, there was a lot going on in Germany, a lot going on in kind of the States and all that kind of stuff. And that was where we belonged. I didn't care who was doing similar music to us in the UK. We obviously did gigs with, Acid Rain and Lawnmower Death and people like that, which was great. But I never really felt part of that gang. I cared about us and us being successful, and I wanted to be part of the bigger, much bigger thrash scene. So the fact there was a bit of a UK scene, to me, I wasn't really that bothered at all.